dim sums now. Elephant rides have given way to flyovers, and how? Things are changing, yet not changing, in Kolkata city. From my spot on this dome, there's so much I can see. All those tales I'll tell you now. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Once it was positive, now they're making memes. My age is 3 or 400, with 1,000 themes. But those girls a decent sort, who knows what she'll say or not. So I thought I'd come myself, we'll make a perfect team.
Behold this character, ladies and gentlemen. He used to wander around the spot where all of you are sitting now.
It's a long way from Jurassic Park to Park Street. If that's where you want to begin, it'll take a 52-episode serial to get to mobile phones. I suggest you start with the familiar black and white.
How about this then, sir? A car speeds out of 38 by 2 Elgin Road on the night of January 16, 1941 and drives straight into the Bengali soul.
No, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was already a resident of Kolkata, so don't forget, he became the mayor in 1930. As Congress president, he captured the soul of India as well. But yes, hoodwinking the British to make that grand escape, 3 or 4 different disguises, that was a pure thriller. On top of which, he's quite literally immortal. Kolkata hasn't had another superhero like him.
To tell me then who Kolkata's greatest villain is?
In that case, I'm going to name someone who has no name.
No name? Meaning?
Over 6 months in 1989, an unknown person murdered 13 homeless people sleeping on the streets at night. The media named him or her the Stone Man.
Imagine starting with something so morbid. If you ask me, I think the greatest villain is Amitabh Bachchan.
Amitabh Bachchan? Why?
Isn't it obvious, sir? He worked in Kolkata, he acted on stage in Kolkata, but when it comes to films, he chose to go away to Mumbai. Why? Couldn't he have joined Bangla films instead? He'd have made such a romantic hero.
By that logic, even Cliff Richard spent his childhood in Kolkata. Or in Howrah. He was such a wonderful singer, wasn't he? Had he stayed back, he could have been the one to start Jivanmukhi Gaan instead of Shubham Chatterjee.
Oh, but wait! Wasn't Pele in Kolkata too? And Lionel Messi? He too, right?
Look, I'm warning you. Don't you make fun of football.
The daring young men of Mohan Bagan Club defeated the British team East Yorkshire Regiment 2-1 in the IFA Shield final. Just imagine! The country is ruled by the British, and here's a team composed entirely of Indians beating the British team. 1911 shines brightly in Kolkata's history.
Really? But the Indian capital was taken away to Delhi that same year, wasn't it? I was the capital for 139 years before that. The so-called single most important city of British India.
Oh, but that's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a matter of pride, in fact. The British just couldn't take the heat of the freedom movement in Kolkata anymore. So they decided to break Bengal into 2 halves in 1905. Lord Curzon was so rattled, he wrote in a letter that steps must be taken to dethrone Calcutta from its place as the center of successful intrigue. Don't you remember? It was here that the Nationalist Indian Association was founded under Surendranath Banerjee's leadership. The All India National Conference was set up here too, which gave birth to the Congress. No wonder the British used to call Surendranath Surrender Not. And they failed. They couldn't even partition Bengal as they had planned because of all the protests.
Yes, that is why they shifted the capital 6 years later in a fit of rage.
But you know what this proves? That you're a pulsating city, a living city, a city that raises its voice against what's wrong.
Right. Which would one day be mockingly called the city of processions, and even a dying city.
Never mind. People call you City of Joy too, don't they? And isn't it true that in the British era, you are known as the second city of the empire? Your place was just after London's.
All that was only for money. Tax collections and jute sales alone yielded millions of rupees for them.
I don't understand you, sir. If Kolkata is criticized, you seem the angriest man on the planet. But when it's praised, you're the first to say nasty things. I think all you want is an argument.
Arguing is in my blood. Do you know why the first censorship laws in India were made? Well, let me tell you. When Girish Koshan set up the National Theatre in this very city in 1872, his first production was Dinabandhu Mitro's Neel Dorka. 3 years later, the group was touring the entire country. The play was being staged in Lucknow that evening. There was a scene in which Indian peasants begin to beat up the brutal indigo plantation owner, with good reason, of course. Do you know what happened then? The British soldiers in the audience went on a rampage on the stage, destroying everything. The very next year, when the Prince of Wales visited Kolkata, the group promptly staged a satire about the grand welcome he was accorded, followed by another one about the cruel police commissioner. That was it. It was time for the dramatic performance act. The censor's sword.
If you're sensible, you'll be